Hello, friends. Welcome to this latest episode of 5 Minutes, please. Bas Panj Minute. Today, we are going to talk about a subject which crops up before holding of all elections in India. I'm talking about electronic voting machines. Though they have been used in all the elections and after elections are over, no controversies are raised. But before the start of elections, one candidate or one party or group of candidates or some parties, they raise their questions, they question the credibility of the machines, and they maintain that these machines can be manipulated. So whatever, but they have come to stay and they have been constantly used in all the elections in India for a long time. I remember when 2007 elections were to be held and Captain Amarinder Singh, the then Congress leader, and he was in charge of Punjab affairs, he raised a lot of hue and cry over the credibility of electronic voting machines. So when he came to see our editor-in-chief, Mr. Harijai Singh, he raised the issue. He said the polls can be rigged because of the use of EVMs. So Mr. Harijai Singh, when he was talking to Captain Amarinder Singh, he called me. So I went to his place and they were sitting and talking about elections and all those things. And then all of a sudden, Mr. Harijai Singh said, Prabjot, why don't you go to one of the districts and talk to the returning officer and find out whether these machines can be manipulated because they're electronic machines, so they can be fed, the software can be manipulated. So at that, Captain Amarinder Singh suggested, why not Patiala? Why don't you send Prabjot to Patiala? Okay, so I was asked to go to Patiala. And Mr. Jasbir Singh B, he was the returning officer and as well as Deputy Commissioner of Patiala. So I made an appointment with him and I went to Patiala with my photographer Karam Singh. So we went there and Mr. Jasbir Singh, he had called some of his team members and also some IT experts and others to give us a demo to say that these machines cannot be manipulated. They cannot be tutored. So they gave a demo and they called even Congress leaders and workers and other party leaders and workers and asked them, okay, try and break this machine or manipulate this machine. So it was a very interesting session which continued for a few hours, and everyone, all experts, whosoever was there, they said, yes, since it's an electronic machine, it can be manipulated, but right now they will have to work on its software and find the way how they can manipulate these machines. But during the demonstration, which was held under Mr. Jasbir Singh B's supervision, when the machines were displayed, no one could do it there and then. So anyways, he said, okay, you are welcome. Whenever you are ready, you can come back and demonstrate how these machines can be manipulated, how they can be rigged. And ultimately, in that election, Congress won. They came to power in Punjab. Captain Amarinder Singh became Chief Minister. And after the elections, I asked him, did you believe EVMs cannot be manipulated? He says, no, it's all right. These elections were fair, free and fair, and we won. But I don't know if they can be manipulated because any machine which is run on software and I am convinced he held that it can be. But though these machines, since they were seal proof and they're tamper proof, not they are sealed and tamper proof. I stand corrected. He said these are sealed and tamper proof, so they cannot be tampered. But I don't know. And in these elections, they were not tampered or they were not manipulated. So results were as per people's or mandate, or also the way that people voted and the parties got the votes. So electronic voting machines are now become a regular instrument in conducting the elections, and they facilitate quick declaration of results. When after the polling has been held, they are kept in highly secured environments in warehouses which are well protected, so that they cannot be afterwards, after the elections have been held, they cannot be post-election period, they cannot be manipulated, or they're like whatever is there cannot be tampered. So that is one part. And now, since we have come in the times when automation is the order of the day and everybody is going for IT and automation and nobody has time, and also when the world is fighting various battles on environment front, saving trees, saving paper. So the possibility of reverting to the old traditional system of voting by printed ballot papers look very, very remote, or maybe the chances have almost vanished. I remember before the elections were announced earlier, there used to be a lot of use of paper, posters, and all the walls everywhere, open spaces, government and public spaces, electric poles, telephone poles, hoardings would come up with paper posters. Things have changed now. So there are certain laws that have come into force, like defacement of public property. So that prohibits the use of open spaces for campaigning. And now, instead of wall paintings, wall posters, flexi boards have come in. They're cheaper version, and they stay longer and they have a better look. So unlike previous elections in early 60s or early 70s or early 80s, there is complete change of face of elections with EVMs and all the electronic gadgets and all the laws and all changes. You see, election processes like an evolutionary process. It keeps on changing. It keeps on improving. So things have changed, things have improved, and you don't hear that much of noise during elections as we used to do 30 years ago, 20 years ago. Elections are now more fought on social media channels than on the loudspeakers and public rallies held at various places. The district administrations used to earmark spaces for holding rallies. Though the rallies are still being held, but the number of rallies which were conducted those days, that number has come down tremendously. So elections are becoming little quieter and more on social media channels and social media handles they are fought. That is a good sign. So anyways, EVMs are, though sometimes doubts are raised, even this time some doubts have been raised, but I think they have come to stay. So I thought I must share this experience with you. So this much for this episode. Next time I'll come up with a new subject. Till then, goodbye. Stay calm, stay happy.